What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. In today's video we are visiting Matt's house, looking at his stunning reef aquarium. He's also got a beautiful planted tank and a nano tank. So unfortunately he doesn't want to be on camera, but he's going to talk all about his systems, how they run and what he's got in them. So first off, let's check out the planted aquarium. First off, Matt is going to talk to us about his neon tetra and cardinal tetra aquarium. So Matt, if you could tell us a bit more about the dimensions and how you set this tank up.
So this is my freshwater Aquascape tank. It's a 60 by 40 by 40 roughly freshwater aquarium. Mainly just very simple fish, highlighting neon tetras. I've been in the hobby 10 years, but I've never kept them, and I decided it was probably time to highlight quite a common species.
Nice. Yeah, it looks really, really nice. You've got loads of different plants in there as well. Yeah,
so again, very simply filtered. At the moment, it's just got a pump on the back because the filter broke, but I've got the new one coming. And then just the standard light that the tank came with. It's all Pond Solutions setup.
Yeah, it looks really clean.
It's got very different plants in here, mostly cryptocorenes, different varieties of cryptocorene, bucephalandra and some anubias, and then various other ones, and then obviously the lily in the middle as well, which is the showpiece.
Yeah, that is stunning. I can see it's growing up to the surface. Have you had any pads come up to the surface yet, or is it quite new?
Yeah, I've had one, but after that, once I trim that out, it hasn't actually kind of gone any further than it is currently.
Yeah.
Started with the hardscape, and it's based on some planted substrate in bags that's all sat on, and then I did a mix of fine sand and a gravel on top of that, just to kind of
blend
contrast nicely against the stone. And I decided to have it come out of the water.
Yeah, it's a really nice feature. You got a few different plants above the water level as well.
Yeah. There's a Anubias coffifolia that's coming out as an emergent form, and then a few other ones. There's Ficus pumila in there and a few other plants.
Oh, it looks lovely. Really nice setup. And how often do you clean this tank, or what's your sort of maintenance schedule on it?
So I feed quite lightly, probably every other day, and obviously there is quite a few fish in there, but they don't have much of a bioload on the system. So I managed to get away with a water change every week, about 30%, and that keeps things ticking over. Glass I clean once a week as well, it doesn't get too bad. I find keeping floating plants on the surface, so I've got some salvinia on there, and that really helps take up any excess nutrients.
Oh yeah, I can see that at the back.
But you'll see if you look closely some blackbeard algae that's come through, and I think that's just something I've got to battle over time with the floating plant, really.
Yeah.
If I was to make the system more complicated, I'd add a CO2 system, and I think that would really help give the plants the added carbon they need to flourish really and overtake that blackbeard. But apart from that, I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah, it's looking really, really nice. What do you normally feed these guys?
I do a mix of fluval pellets, just whatever I can find, and also some mussel. So I can feed some now if you want.
Yeah, sure. I can see you got some cherry shrimps and a few different, is it Cardinia or Neocardinia shrimps?
Yeah, there's a mix, primarily just cherries, just the red ones, but there are some blues and some oranges and some yellows as well in there. You can see these guys love it, and the shrimp just take up any excess as well. There's also some Amanos in there, and there's about 8 Otocinclus.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely loving that.
Yeah.
Do you know how many tetras you got in here?
There's 31, well, 30 plus one cardinal who snuck in.
Oh, that's brilliant. And I know you've got a few other tanks, so should we go and check out your nano tank you've got?
Yeah, sure.
Moving on, this is your next tank that you've got.
Yeah, this is in the office. It's just a 10 litre spec fluval. Had this running in different iterations for the last 8 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, all the way from my uni halls all the way through to my home now. It's currently residing in the office.
And you got some biomedia in the back chamber and a sponge, have you?
Yeah, just packed it full of Biohome. So the good thing about these small tanks is they're all in one system. It's got all of the filtration in the back hidden away. No chances of leaking, no pumps exposed or pipes or anything.
And I assume it's quite easy to maintain.
Oh God, yeah, that's what I go with all my systems. It's got to be easy. So again, 50% water changes on this take 5 minutes. Just a 5 litre bucket can have a big impact on the water quality.
And what fish or what species you've got in here? I can see the lovely male fighter there.
Yeah, so this is a little Koi Galaxy fighter. He's been there about 4 months now.
Yeah.
He's happy. I don't think he's going to get any bigger, but yeah, he seems to be really at home here. And then plant-wise, this is mostly Bucephalandra, Anubias, and then there's some Java moss in there with the same floating Salvinia for nutrients surface. And then there's just any wild type shrimp that I get breeding from my larger tank downstairs.
Yeah.
Chuck them in here.
Yeah, I can see a few tucked away in there.
Yeah, they keep it clean. He hasn't had any issues with eating them yet, but I mean, that's bound to happen at some point, I suppose.
Yeah, and you've just got what, like a little LED floodlight lighting the tank?
Just a 10-watt floodlight, that's it, yep.
Nice and simple. Really,
simple,
really
but
simple
grows plants.
Oh, it looks lovely.
Yeah, and it's warm white as well, so it just feels really cozy in here with that.
Awesome. So shall we go and check out your main centerpiece tank, the marine tank you've got downstairs?
Sure.
And last but not least, we've got this absolutely stunning mixed reef aquarium. So what sort of setup is this? Looks a little bit custom made. How does it run and sort of what have you got going on here?
Yeah, so I bought this tank, well, I've had it set up for at least 2 years now, so maybe it's 2.5 years old, second hand. The tank and the sump were on a different system from someone I bought it off. It's a lagoon style tank, so not that tall in dimensions, but it's about 1.1 meters wide, 50 centimeters front to back, and 35 centimeters tall. It's sumped into the base of this cabinet, which is a little bit unusual because it's like an old oak cabinet. I had to adjust slightly to fit all the plumbing, but it just really sits nicely into the space, into the rest of our furniture in the house. So I really wanted it to look almost like you wouldn't guess there was more plumbing underneath.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely lovely. And what sort of equipment have you got running on this tank? I can see a few wave makers.
Yeah, wave makers are a mix of TMC and Jabal pumps. Nothing fancy, but they seem to do the job.
Yeah.
And I always keep a few in spare, but I've never had any issues with these. Lighting, we've got 2 AI 26 hydras.
Oh yeah, really good lights these are.
Yeah, I'm can't complain with them at all. Happy with the app that they run on, happy with reliability and the light they produce. And there's also quite a few different mounting options for them as well, so I've mounted them off the ceiling just to keep
really
it
nice.
clean, really.
The wires just going down the back there.
Exactly, just some trunking just hidden away through the back.
And then what have you got going in the sump underneath?
Yeah, so again, keeping it simple, this is just a skimmer and a refugium. And then there's a bunch of Biohome media in the third compartment of the sump.
Yeah.
Some activated carbon and return pump and ATO as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you've got the ATO there, and
Yeah.
then
That's a
everything
10, yeah, all labelled up.
in there.
Yeah, 10 litre ATO lasts about a week.
Yeah.
I've got an acrylic lid on it, which isn't really ideal, but it does massively help reduce evaporation. And I've got a few different wrasse in the system as well, and that helps with the jumping because they jump every day.
Yeah, you got a really nice big algae bed in the bottom here.
Yeah, I just routinely, maybe once a week, take out a chunk of that. That just keeps everything in check. Different types of macroalgae.
Awesome. And then moving back onto the display tank, what sort of species have you got in here, starting with the corals and then the inverts?
When I first set this tank up, I had all sorts. It was definitely more mixed reef focused. from a few different types of SPS, Euphilia, bubble corals, all sorts. But so I've kind of taken it more towards softy tank now, simply because I enjoy the way they grow, the colours they produce, and also the ease of maintenance as well. Obviously they are still sensitive creatures, but they are definitely able to tolerate swings in water chemistries, and when you're busy you don't want to be stressing about SPS all the time. I found this system to be a good balance between challenging when I need it to be, but also just relaxing for most of the time.
Yeah, it's absolutely lovely, and I can see you've got some different mushrooms like the forest Phyrodactus, the Iron Man mushrooms.
Yeah, those Iron Mans have kind of bubbled up in the higher light there.
Yeah, they look stunning.
Yeah, but slightly different growth form with them.
And you've got the Lobo down here.
Yeah, he was a rescue, so he's doing okay so far in this system, but you can see there's a bit of exposed skeleton and his mouth's open.
Yeah, he looks nice and healthy.
He is improving, yeah.
And you've got some Blastos.
Yeah.
Toadstools, and then
toadstools and
massive bit of GSP at the back there.
Yeah, so that started as a small chunk at the back and has slowly spread and grown along upwards. And that would be some advice I'd give if you want to get a GSP wall in your tank, is start at the bottom and they grow upwards towards the light. And then I just keep it clear of the overflow on the weir.
Yeah.
Just with a razor blade, and then you can either sell that or put it back at the bottom and reseed it, and it'll grow back up in any patchier spots.
I can see you've got a few softies over here and some pallies, and then a really nice orange humour mushroom there. Yeah,
that thing puffs up to about double the size of that. But there's definitely a lot more space in this tank to fill out still. But the thing with softies is they do get big, so I didn't want to go and fill it too much to begin with softies and end up with a system that looks cramped.
And I can see there's a cleaner shrimp tucked back there. Do you have any other inverts in this tank?
Yeah, there's a few different ones. We've got a mix of bumblebee snails and other types of snail, hermit crabs. There is a boxing shrimp in there as well, and I know that people say there can be conflict between cleaner shrimp and boxing shrimp, but we've never seen any aggression. Obviously, if we did, we'd have to do something about it, but they seem to get on quite well so far. And
what sort of fish have you got in this tank?
When I first set it up, I wanted just a RAF-specific system.
Yeah.
And that did work out for probably 6 or 8 months, and then one by one became dominant, and I had to rehome them because of aggression, and the ones that are left are the ones that have stayed peaceful. So there's peacock wrasse, there's a silver belly wrasse, and then there's a male and female Makoska flasher wrasse pair.
Yeah, that peacock is stunning, really, really healthy as well.
Yeah, he's nice and fat. They just seem to be just perfect. No aggression at all between each other.
Yeah.
Model citizens. And then there's a pair of clowns I've had for 5 years now.
Oh wow, yeah, they are absolutely stunning. What kind are they? The Picassos, are they?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not that into their names, but I do like the patterning on them. They've never caused any issues so far, and they're currently being hosted by that toadstool there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They look lovely. And I can see you've got a copper band, a very, very hard fish to keep. How long have you had it? Have you got any tips for success?
I've had this copper band for over a year now, so I'd like to say he's in safe territory at this point. Any advice for copper bands would be to really spend your time at the shop looking at the fish and observing its behaviour.
Yeah.
Looking for any signs of parasites or underweight fish, or even the personality. If they seem really shy in the shop, that can be a bit of a sign that they're not going to do well in a established aquarium. Maybe they'll get bullied because they can be quite soft compared to other fish.
Have you got any tips on feeding them?
Yeah, so again, before you buy it, definitely make sure you see it feeding in the shop. Make sure it's not just been newly imported. Those are very key points. And if you're unsure, wait, because it'll 90% of the time end in sorrow for you. So yeah, really, really make sure you get the correct fish to set you off on a good start to begin with. For me, I tried lots and lots of different foods. In the shop it was on Artemia, frozen Artemia, but I couldn't get him to feed on that, so I found in the end chopped up frozen or defrosted mussel to be the thing that really got him feeding, and the thing that he's actually stayed on mostly now.
Yeah, it looks really, really healthy.
Yeah, but that's the key food I feed this reef tank is chopped up mussels.
Yeah, from the supermarket.
Just a bag of them from supermarket, defrost one, chop it up with some scissors, and everyone there enjoys it. The wrasse, copper band, the shrimp. I've got an angelfish in there, a fireball angelfish, and a sailfin tang.
Yeah, the sailfin's looking really, really healthy.
Yeah, unfortunately he had a bit of a ding last night just before you came to film, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure it'll heal.
Yeah.
Again, he's doing well.
Should we give him some food?
Yeah, sure.
So this is just the frozen mussel you normally feed?
Yep, just a bit of frozen mussel, defrosted and chopped up.
Yeah, that copper band is so confident.
Yeah.
I can see that cleaner shrimp starting to come out as well. And I noticed a few gobies. There's yellow watchman goby and, is it sand sifting goby you got in there?
Yeah, I'm not sure the actual type of sand sifting goby.
And that blenny is absolutely massive. Bumbling about in there, but that cleaner shrimp is huge.
It is massive, nice, yeah. We got him from very small as well, and he sheds probably every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Consistently growing bigger still.
Yeah, he's stunning.
And then yellow watchman goby. There's also, you might not see it, but a horseshoe crab in here.
Oh wow.
Yeah. A little bit unusual, but he's, I'd say, very key part of my sand cleaning regime. He sits in there and he digs it up and he moves around and basically feeds on detritus. However, he will hand feed on mussel as well if you get him out and have some on a pair of tweezers. He'll eat it straight from the tweezers.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the tour of your 3 systems. It was really nice to see the nano tank, the planted tank, and also your mixed reef as well.
No issues.
And that is it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you do have any questions, please leave them down below. And if you do have any video ideas, you can also leave them down in the comment section. Now we're going to be doing more of these tank tours and also lots of shop tours to come. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video. But that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up and happy fish keeping.